Impermanence is just like other laws of nature that we can live in harmony with. Like gravity and the weather. Like, we don't question these. We just know, right, that when things fall, they fall down. We don't say, like when an apple falls from the tree, we don't say, turn. Like, why did that have to happen? Like, why did it fall down and not up, right? What's the deal with that? Like, we may not like the bruise on the apple or that we have to wash it, but we don't question its falling, right? It happens. When things fall, they fall down, not up, right? So we live in harmony with gravity, right? Because we see its results over and over again, starting from birth. My kids, some of you have kids or had young children once, they used to deliberately drop things from their high chair. That was so that they could become in harmony. They were learning this natural law that actually gravity exists and things fall down. You know, by the time they reach a certain age, kids don't expect things to fall up. They get it, right? And we expect the weather to change. We expect water to freeze when it gets below zero. We expect water to then melt as it warms up. So we live in harmony with a lot of those natural laws as well. We don't argue with it. We don't resist it. We may not always like the results of it, but we accept it without question. The difficulty is we don't live in harmony with change or impermanence the way we do with other natural laws. We can give lip service to it because there are slogans that you've heard like, this too shall pass, right? And it may speak to some shared understanding we have about the inevitability of change, but in actuality, most of us aren't in harmony with it at all. Because, and this is important, if we were living in harmony with it moment by moment, there would be no resistance, no clinging, and no suffering. No resistance, no clinging, and no suffering, right? We aren't aligned. We just aren't aligned with the changing conditions and experiences of our lives. You can ask most parents about the angst they feel upon watching their child walk into kindergarten alone. I still remember that, and my son is 35. I'm just saying. It's often the same when faced with an empty nest. Some people have experienced this. And we particularly resist changes that threaten our a false sense of a self or selfness, right? Like role as a parent, right? We resist changes in the body with aging, change in hair color, how it's growing, where it's growing, how much it's growing, skin texture, muscle mass, aches and pains and wrinkles. We resist changes at our workplace that don't shore up, again, our sense of selfness, like maybe the loss of a favorite employee who did such a great job and supported us in our work, or a change in the direction of the work that doesn't support your sense of selfness either. So whenever things shift from pleasant to unpleasant, most of us experience some resistance, even if slight. Admit it. We can all give lip service to this too shall pass, but